Live from Disc Golf Valley, Global Disc Golf presents The Legends. And hello my friends, and welcome. Greg Guthrie here, your host for this first of two semifinal matches in the inaugural Legends tournament. Today we'll see the two Global League winners, both champions many times over, go head-to-head in an epic match that will decide who plays in the Legends finale and who waits for next year. First, we have Jerry Rauta Corpi, better known simply as Rauta, a colossal figure in the Valley with accolades that include champion of Global League Season 1, winner of the 2021 Virtual Dynamic Discs Open, all-time Pro Tour leader, and the first player with his own stamp in the game. In his bag, we'll see two examples of the famed Rauta stamp and three one-of-one discs with his Global League Champion Rive, the Finnish Legend Rive, and a European Open Sapphire with the Finnish flag. Rauta's competition today is Reese Height. Reese was the winner of Global League Season 2 after finishing third in Season 1. 9-time winner on the Pro Tour, 3-time Hobsonheiser winner, and at the time of this video, he was number 1 in the world in the multiplayer rankings. Reese has a few one-of-one discs as well, with this 2 windbreaker putter combination, including his Global League Legend Keystone. And curiously, he has a Pioneer with the pure pizza stamp on it. Let's look at how these two players have made it this far in the Legends tournament. The Legends Challenge was a 4-round qualifying event that had over 500 participants. Minus 36 was good enough to claim a prize in the bracket, and both players easily cleared that bar, with Rauta finishing 3 strokes clear of the field to earn the number 1 overall seed. Reese finished tied for 17th, ultimately received the 21st seed. So far in the bracket, both players have defeated some big names, with Rauta beating Severin, Caddyshack, Pele, and most recently MM93. Both Pele and MM93 are currently ranked in the top 5 in the world in multiplayer. Reese got here by going a perfect 8-0 against Ludwig, Hessel MB, D-Bargs, and CT Parker. No player in the world is hotter than Reese coming into this match. The format for this Legends semifinal will involve Reese and Rauta playing head-to-head until one of them beats the other one 3 times. Ties don't count as a win for either player, so it's possible they have to play more than 5 rounds to determine a winner. So without further ado, let's jump into the Valley and watch some gameplay. Rauta's on the box first, here at Grizzly Gulch Hole 2. He's going to take his roll musket and put it on a backhand, and right off the gate, an ace for Rauta, coming in hot to start this Legends semifinal. Let's see if Reese can match it. He's going to go with his roll sapphire, this nice Global League stamp, go for the forehand route, and swing it a little bit too far left to get the ace to match Rauta. He finishes up his birdie, and we move on to hole 2, which is Grizzly Gulch 9. Rauta's going to throw the accurate glide sapphire out here to the right, easily makes the cave, and picks up a birdie. Reese up next. Looks like he's going to probably use the same disc, another sapphire, with pretty much the same result. Push it to the right side of the cave. Not really run the basket, but good enough for a birdie. Grizzly Gulch, hole 3. Rauta's up first. He's going to throw a flex backhand, and it looks like it's going a little far right, and sure enough clips the rock. That's not where he's going to want to be off the drive, but he still has a chance to get this throw in. Grabs the fuse, and wow, wind pushed it a lot more than I expected as well, and Rauta's going to be a little bit disappointed to only pick a birdie here, and let's see if Reese has a chance to gain back that stroke that he lost with Rauta's ace on hole 1. Pretty much the same shot, but not far enough right to hit the rock, and as you can see, gets the result that both he and Rauta were hoping for, and sets up a much easier throw-in attempt for the eagle, which he converts. So Reese gets the stroke back from that ace on hole 1 as we move into Harrowing Woods. Hole 9, looks like Reese is going to throw the forehand route through that little split in the trees off of the tee. It's going to end up right in the middle of the fairway where he wants to be. Might give himself a decent look at 2 from here with the Sapphire. Let's see if he can give the basket a run. It's coming in close, but just short. So he's not going to pick up the 2, but an easy eagle there after 2 perfectly placed shots. Rauta is also going to go the forehand route. A little bit further left than Reese was, but same result. And let's see if he can get a good run at the basket here for his chance at a 2. He's going to go with the Rive, the roll Rive. Guess he's a little bit further out. And let's see if it gives him that extra distance. It looks like the distance was good, but he's far enough right that didn't give it a run, but still picks up the eagle and keeps pace with Reese. So still Reese's box after that eagle on hole 3. And he's going to throw it up here into the Stonehenge rocks. No big deal with the Sapphire and pick up a birdie. And I'm guessing we're going to see pretty much the same thing from Rauta. Both guys of these are throwing a lot of Sapphires, which is cool to see. The Sapphires really become the preferred fairway over the musket. All right, so here we are, Heroin 4. A chance for an ace for either one of these guys, or really both of them. We expect both of the guys at this level to give it a run. So Reese knocks it in. Goes in with the fuse, and now he's got a stroke on Rauta with an ace of his own. Let's see if he can match it. So he's also going with the fuse, a lot further left and lower with his aim point, it looks like. But same result. Of course, both of them are going to hit it, and we're still tied at 9 through 6 holes. So here we are at Lakeside, hole 7. Reese uses the river here. I don't think Rauta bags the river. I think he has the Explorer. So we're going to see 2 different looks at it. Reese was pretty straight, but to the right. And there's Rauta's Explorer. Let's see if that's what he goes with. And it is. So here he comes for his ace run. A little bit low. Not quite there. And a little tucked in behind this tree. Oh, wow. And it didn't gray out. So he's really got something to deal with here. Looks like he's going to try to power through the tree. Hopefully it doesn't have any collision on it for this throw. I guess that's his thinking. He's going to go as if there's not a tree there and hope for the best. And it knocked it down. Wow, so he's going to take a bogey there, and now he's 2 strokes back after 7 holes. A huge swing there with that really unlucky result being tucked behind the tree. So now we're at Lakeside 4, and Reese is going to throw the glide roll Rive on a backhand and easily pick up the Albatross 2. And I would expect we're going to see the same thing from Rauta with his signature stamp glide roll Rive. Backhand as well. Not quite as close as Reese, but plenty close enough to pick up the Albatross 2. Alright, so hole 9, Reese still has a 2-stroke lead going into this final hole. So it's going to maybe take an ace and a bogey for Rauta at this point. So let's see. Reese is really thinking about the aim point here and gives it a great run, but just a little bit to the right. And if he can finish this birdie, then that means that it slams the door on Rauta, and even if he picks up an ace here, it's not going to be enough to win the round. So Reese is going to take round 1, but let's see Rauta finish it out, see if he can put it close with this Explorer. And not only close, but right in there. Wow. So without that bogey on 7, we would see Rauta take this round, but instead we have 1 point for Reese after 1. Here in round 2, we're going to do a little split screen action and watch both players play the hole at the same time. So using the same disc, the accurate roll sapphire, and they both pick up the birdie with it. We're back at Grizzly Gulch hole 3. Let's see if Rauta can correct. He's definitely further left this time, and maybe has CTP there. Looks like both guys have putts, and I'll just edit that out and move forward after they pick up their eagles. So we're tied through 2 holes. On this one, it looks like Rauta's going for the ledge, but Reese is maybe going to try to skip off the bank here. So Rauta's up there close, going to easily finish off of his eagle, but Reese hits the bank, does not get the skip that he was looking for, so it's going to be a little bit trickier for him to close out his eagle here. But he knocks it home, and we're still all squared through 3 holes. Moving on to Oak Hill. Oak Hill 1. They're both going to throw the glide skip rive out to the right, have it give a big bounce, filter back towards the basket. Reese is a little further left than Rauta, but they're both close enough to putt in their eagles and move us on to Oak Hill 6. So it's like both of them are going to lay up short and go for the throw in. Rauta is a little bit closer with his sapphire compared to Reese's Pioneer, but they have pretty much the same shot here, and wow, same result. They both pushed it to the right, and neither one of them was able to convert that eagle. Rauta was a little bit closer getting metal, but in the end, it's the same result. So Rauta's going to try to throw the skip disc. Maybe, yeah, he's going to try to hit the ledge, where Reese is throwing his windbreak glide rive. He's not bagging the light glide rive, which is somewhat controversial, but I guess he's getting it done there without it and going for the windbreak one. And both of them pick up the eagle. So now moving on to Coyote Canyon, hole 4. 2 sapphires, 1 glide, 1 roll. Looks like both of them are going to pretty much end up in the same spot and putt in their easy birdies from there. Now to Coyote Canyon hole 8, a really great ace chance for both of them. We have Rauta's musket, it's going to go too far left, and Reese's sapphire is too far right. So neither one of them was able to convert that ace and pick up a stroke on the other one, and we are still holding serve and tied through 8. Neither one of them is really giving this one a run. Reese went high to the right, Rauta went low to the left. Both of them have tap-ins, and we're all square on round 2. So nobody picks up a win there, and Reese retains his 1-round lead. We're getting a little bit of the beast here, and Reese is first off the tee, gets it close with his Pioneer, and putts it in for birdie. Rauta is going to go with the trust and really use that wind to get it up the hill, and he'll have no trouble finishing off his birdie from there. Hole 1 is not too tricky. Just going to throw it out there. Or actually, this is hole 2 at the beast. Reese is going to use his windbreak rive. Not as close as he'd like to be. Looks like he's using the judge for this throw in. I think he said that it fights the crosswind a little bit more for him compared to the keystone or the fuse. So he opts for the judge and converts it. And here's Rauta with his light glide rive. Forehand does not want the wind to push it too far to the right, and it checks up just fine. So he's going to have a putt for his birdie. And now we move on. Okay, so Reese is going for the turn glide rive with the forehand. Makes the gap. This is looking really good. Right where he wants to be, I would say, after his first shot. And now he's going with the fuse to get it up there. I would expect it to hit something. Yeah, but that's fine. That might have even been what he was going for, and he's close enough for an easy birdie. So now, Rauta is going to do the same thing, exact same disc, forehand. Oh wow, but he hits that early tree. Turned it over a little bit too much. And this is going to be a tricky upshot from here. 150 meters using the light glide drive. Yeah, not the disc that you are hoping or expecting to use for your second shot here. So let's see how it works out. Clip some things and might have a little bit of issue, yeah, with the bushes. The Nokia bushes are especially tricky because they don't disappear the same way. So he's basically has to go blind here. This is really a tricky shot. Oh, just short. So that's going to be par for Rauta, and he's going to be a stroke behind after 3 holes, and is really going to have to hope for probably, of course, better than Owl would to pick up a stroke. Not very many differentiator holes on this course, including this hole 9, which I would expect both of these guys to make the island and finish it off. So Reese does his job, and let's see if Rauta can also convert and maybe hope for a better opportunity to pick up a stroke later on in the round. Really flirts with that tree there. That could have been a disaster and completely eliminated him from this round, but makes it by, picks up his birdie, and we move on to hole 5, which is Owlwood 4. Reese is going to put his Pizza Pure Pioneer up there for an easy putt for birdie, and Rauta's going to throw his Glide Sapphire. Same sort of deal up there with this bush, but should be able to rotate around it, and he does for his birdie as well. All right, so here's a chance for maybe Rauta to pick up a stroke on Reese if he gets in trouble and takes a par or a birdie, a par or a bogey. But he's going to throw his roll rive out there, and always tricky whether you're going to go through or around. And it looks like Reese is opting to go around and gets it up there high enough on the hill. Great shot, and should definitely finish out his birdie from here, which he does. So now pressure on Rauta to keep pace and pick up a birdie too, so he can possibly pick up a stroke in the last course of this round. But he's throwing the really aggressive roller, hoping to turn the corner and get down there for an eagle look. Stands up a little bit more than he was wanting, and looks like a tricky spot to be in here for his second shot. He doesn't have the option to go high like Reese did, so he's going to have to go through all of this and hope for the best. You're always a little bit blind going into this upshot, but looks like he's got a pretty good window here for the trust, and goes through completely unscathed. So he's going to be pretty much in the same place that Reese was after 2 and pick up his birdie as well. All right, Sunshine Glade. Always an opportunity to pick up a stroke here because you know you're going to get some ace runs. But we first get hole 5, and Reese is going to throw his rive up there. Great shot, and a definite eagle for him there. Rauta is going to go with the light glide. Same shot, hitting the gap with the Anheuser. No collision on that first tree, so you don't really have to worry about that. Flexing it through, and Rauta is going to basically park it and get his eagle as well. All right, hole 4. Reese goes for the river. It's going to fade a little bit too much. Not quite there for his ace. So he's going to have to hope that Rauta doesn't hit it to force a tie or needing to do something crazy on hole 9. Got a low trust shot for Rauta here. And, oh wow, just a little bit high. Really close ace with the trust. I like that line. I'm going to have to give it a shot. And here we are. Sunshine Glade 1. The easiest ace in the game. And a great opportunity for Rauta to get a stroke back if Reese doesn't convert his ace here. Reese goes with the fuse. A little bit too far left in this wind. And gives Rauta the opportunity with his pumpkin pure here. If he can do it, and he does, what a clutch ace for Rauta to save the round and keep himself in it, not let Reese get that 2-round lead. So here we are, round 4. Reese is 1-1, Rauta's 1-0, and they've had 2 ties. So we're going to go to Lakeside hole 2, and I'm pretty sure this is the easiest eagle in the game. Nobody's looking at picking up birdie here. It is eagle or bust, and neither one of them busted. And now we come on to Lakeside 6. Rauta aced this earlier in the match in round 1. Much trickier wind here with that 3 right to left, and neither one of them gives it really a close run, but both convert their birdie. Not great wind here on Lakeside 8 either. We get to see the river and the Explorer both go. Wow, Rauta was really seeking on that one, just a little bit low and unable to get that bonus stroke for a lead here in round 4. Reese and Rauta are showing the 2 plays here. Reese is going low, Rauta's going high. Again, another great close one from Rauta, but in the end, they're both getting birdies, and nobody's picking up at a stroke. Crow's Nest 9, throwing the same disc, the Roll Sapphire, and looking for a good throw in here. Looks like Rauta's going for the musket. I normally throw a fuse from there, and Reese is going for the river. So both with, oh wow, Reese almost got the killer roll off the cliff from hitting the top band, but it stayed up, and they both get a birdie. So here in this 3-tail wind, they're going to both go for the roller over the top. One musket and one pioneer. Looks like wow, Reese almost picked up the albatrace, and wow, they both went long. Yeah, the aggressive play over the top, you know you're going to get a birdie at least with a 3-tail wind, but you always have that risk of going long and not being able to give yourself a chance at eagle. So they both pick up birdie. We're all square through 6 holes as we move on to Cahill Park. Rauta and Reese both make the island no problem with their 7 speeds and putt in their birdies and move on to hole 8. Maybe a chance for one of them to pick up a stroke on the other if somebody finds the bunker or a little bit of OB here on the drive. Reese almost clips that tree, and Rauta is going, well, he was going to go to the left of the bunker but got a dead skip, so he's going to be a little bit further away from this second shot than he was hoping for. I think they'll both be fine. Throwing their skip rives out to the right, and yeah, neither one of them is really bringing the sand trap into play, and they'll both putt out their eagles. So to finish it up, we're at Cahill Park, hole 1. Really tough roll for Rauta, so he's going to have a bit of a throw in, and come on, Nathan. Don't you know what we're doing here? Okay. He converts it, so another tied round. So we've played We've now played 4 rounds, and we have 3 ties. So we move on to round 5, with Reese still having a 1 round to no lead over Rauta. So Reese still has the box. He's going to not push crossing the stream here on Ikigai 3, trying to pick up the eagle without having to cross the stream, and a really, really, really bad break on that landing on his second shot. So he's pretty much got no chance to pick up the eagle here, but he's going to throw the pioneer and be safe and close and have a no sweat birdie. But let's see if Rauta is going to be a little bit more aggressive, and he's going to go for the forehand route off the tee, way to the left. I guess he didn't want to contend with that wind and the stream either. So he's over here to the left. I don't really know this route very well, so definitely learning what the play is. And that looks like it's, yeah, that's going to be too far left. He's going to be stuck in the trees over here. He may be able to find a line here to give himself a decent look. Let's see if he can get it up there and get it close. Just short for his eagle, but that's fine. He's going to have a birdie and be able to keep up. So now Reese throws the sapphire on a forehand. Oh, wow. I would say only 1 out of 100 doesn't skip up there a little bit closer to the basket. I think he almost got a terrible break, but converts the birdie. Rauta is going to use the same disc, same shot, forehand with the glide sapphire. And he will show that skip up closer to the basket that we almost always see on this hole, and finish off his birdie. So Ikigai 4, Reese is going to forehand the pioneer. Really, don't expect any issues from either of these players on this hole. A little bit of headwind, but even with the sapphire, you don't have to go full distance driver. And you can see that makes it right where you want to be within putting range, and he converts that for his birdie to move to 3 under through 3. And we pretty much get to watch Rauta do the exact same thing. Let's see if he goes for the sapphire here. No, he's gonna do the roll rive, which is gonna give him the same result. And he's gonna convert his birdie as well. Well, I assume he does. Okay, yeah, maybe I spoke too soon, but no, he converts it, and we move to Crow's Nest. Hole 2. Looks like Reese is giving it an ace run with his river, and it just gets over the top of the basket there. So Reese with an ace on Crow's Nest 2. Let's see if Rauta can match it here with his Explorer. He's going the high hyzer route, and just short. So Reese picks up a stroke from Rauta here on Crow's Nest hole 2, and let's see what happens with 5 holes to play here. It might be an opportunity for Reese to take a two round to none lead in this match, and he's definitely going to want to put the pressure on here. Crow's Nest 9 with his river, and nails it this time too. So wow, back-to-back bonus eagles for Reese here in Crow's Nest in round 5, and Rauta's really up against it. So he's going to have to, I feel like he almost has to get this eagle to keep up. Depending on what that last course is, it might not have any separation opportunities, so let's see if he can get it here with the accurate roll musket. And just to the right. So yeah, Rauta's going to be 2 strokes back with 4 to play. And Reese has got to be feeling pretty good about his chances here in round 5. He's going to go with roll Sapphire. And oh no, is it really? It's really going to roll on him. Oh my gosh, what a terrible break. That looked totally safe. Didn't have a lot of speed on the rollback, but just popped up, and you got to expect Rauta to pick up an eagle here. So wow, yeah, he misses the throw in from the drop zone. So that means Reese is going to par here at Crow's Nest hole 3, and Rauta has the door wide open for him to pick up those 2 strokes that he lost on the last 2 holes. So he's also throwing Sapphire. This one is the Glide, and is it going to do the same thing? No. Popped up on its edge, but he gets the better roll and picks up an eagle, and now we're tied at 7 through 6 as we go to Windswept. And Rauta's box now after his eagle. He's going to throw the light glide up there, slide it right up under the basket, and get a tap-in eagle. So Reese is going to have to do something similar. Now he's kind of in the mode where he has to keep up. There's the skip rive. This is looking good. Maybe a little bit further than he wants, but I feel like you want a tailwind, especially on Windswept, and he converts the eagle there. So now we go to Windswept 6. Tricky wind here. I always want to just not bother trying to run the ace. I just want a tailwind on my putt or my throw in, so I'm not having to second guess anything. I guess Rauta was close enough that he didn't have to worry about it. And here goes Reese, done this Spikeiser, and what was that action off the tree? Oh my gosh, another terrible bit of luck for Reese. Yeah, 3 headwind from over 100 feet. This is not where you expect to be on Windswept 6. Wow, and his throw-in attempt does not make it, so he's going to have to settle for a par there, and just like that, Reese had a 2-stroke lead after 5 holes, and now is a stroke behind after 8. So Rauta doesn't have to run this, just play it safe, get your birdie, and now the pressure's on Reese. He has to pick up an ace. Maybe like Rauta did earlier, where he aced to force a push. But no, the river's going to come up short there. Wow, so Rauta picks up a round, and after 5, we're all squared at 2 rounds apiece. 3 ties and a win apiece, and we're moving on to round 6. Round 6 starts at Coyote 4, which we've seen them play already. Rauta clips a wall, gets a bad skip to the left. Reese is clean through, but Rauta is trickily on the other side of that pillar, and I don't think he's going to have a play. Yeah, he's going to just lay up with the pure and take a par there, which he definitely was not expecting. It's a surprise to me. So Reese has a 1-stroke lead after 1 hole here in round 6. We're all squared. 1 round win apiece, and both going to get their tap-in birdies there and move on to Coyote 6. Looks like we've got a forehand backhand combination. Rauta's backhand with the musket is up there close, and Reese's forehand with the sapphire is right there as well. So no issues finishing off Coyote 6 as we move to Downtown 7. And a little bit of a tricky right to left wind, but I would still expect both of these guys to stick the island. Rauta's out first, and his musket hits the wall and holds on, and Reese and his Pioneer do the same. So they'll both get their putts and their birdies on downtown 7. All right. Wow, downtown 6 with this wind. This will be something to see. Rauta is going with the big roller with the glide roll rive. Is it going to come back to the fence, or is it going to push too far to the right? Reese's skip rive is going to hit the fence, so he might have a look at it. Rauta's is still rolling, and looks like Reese is going for it right into this 3 headwind. Rauta, on the other hand, is just going to lay up for birdie, and Reese comes up just short. Maybe he could have swung it a little bit further. Wow, wait a second. It gave him credit for crossing the water. That's actually a pretty big break for Reese. So now he has a chance to save birdie with the throw in. I didn't think it made it over the water at all. So pretty odd that he would have gotten OB and gotten to throw from there. But I guess a bad break and a good break for Reese, as we now go to the last downtown hole, which they're both going to easily convert their putts. A little bit of thinking about it from Reese. But here we are at Sunshine Glade with 3 holes, 3 chances for Rauta to try to pick up the stroke that he lost, and just hits the cage. Let's see if Reese does the same thing. So they were both right there, almost aced it. As we go to SG1, I think Rauta hit it with the pure earlier. Is he going to do it here? No, he's too far to the right, as is Reese. So kind of the same miss for both of them, and the same end result, which is the easy birdie. So let's see if either one of them can close out. Looks like another chance where Rauta has to ace to avoid losing the match, or losing the round, and he does not. So Reese is going to pick up a win in round 6, and the only difference is that unfortunate hit off the wall to start the round for Rauta. So -9 to -8, and another round win for Reese means he's 1 win away from making it to the final. Round 7 starts at KO Park 9. We're going to alternate shots here for this one, and Reese converts his birdie. So we'll see if Rauta can make it through the triple mando. Throws his glide sapphire. No problem there, and he's going to be close enough for a putt. So we'll move on to hole 2. Reese's box, he's going to throw the sapphire backhand, especially in this tailwind. I think it's always the preferred play on my part to use an accurate disc if you can. So he's up there close enough. Still a tricky wind for this throw in, a 3 crosswind, but his keystone nails it. Maybe that extra windbreak attribute came in handy there. And it's Rauta's turn, so he's going to do the same thing with the glide sapphire. Throw it on the backhand, let the tailwind do its thing. And he'll slide up there just past the basket. A little less stress as he taps in his birdie. So we're all square through 2 holes as we now go to KO Park 4. Pretty big left to right wind off the tee. And Reese is going to go for the rive on the second shot. It's a lot of disc there, but he's throwing it high. Didn't look like he gave it max power, and it checks up without even a threat of going OB long. Rauta is going to go with the skip rive off the tee. Not really worried about the wind pushing it too far to the right, but getting a good skip up there, and we'll see how he approaches this second shot. He's going to go with the roll musket and maybe give it a run here. Max power gets the turn, and it just makes it over the basket. Nice. So Rauta picks up a bonus stroke in hole 3 here, and is starting to put the pressure on in round 7. So Reese will now have to make up a stroke, but this hole is about as good as any of them. If Rauta doesn't do that and just pures this drive into the center of the fairway, skips up close enough to maybe give himself a look at the eagle here on Lost Island 9. He's going to take his Explorer, and it hyzers back a little bit, but not quite enough. So he has his putt, but looks completely blind. Is he not even going to look around? Just throws it in blind. Wow. It's a big flex from the big man. Doesn't even need to look and throws it in for his birdie. So now Reese off the tee throws his windbreak drive. Makes it, well, I was going to say he made it over the bridge, but clipped the tree and landed on the bridge. So now a much farther, but still ultimately simple upshot for him. Throws the roll drive and gets it close enough for an easy putt for birdie. But still one stroke back from Rauta after 4 holes. He's going to throw his roll Sapphire up there and give himself a throw-in chance. I feel like that's always the play here. No need to push the island. Just throw over to the left landing zone. If you trust your throw-in from 75 feet or 23 meters like Rauta just had, then this is going to be the play. It looks like Reese is going to do the same thing. Sling his pizza pie over there to the left. As long as it doesn't bounce into the water, then you're good. Checking up, and he's got the 97-footer. He goes for the judge on this one. A rare appearance there for the judge, but it sneaks over the cage and gets in for another birdie. So 1 stroke lead for Rauta still. As he throws the Sapphire through, I feel like I'm always trying to throw a distance driver there and sweating if I make the gap just right, but maybe the Sapphire's the play. It's a good thing to watch these guys who are at the top of the world and at the top of their game, and looks Reese is doing the same thing, so I guess that's the play. There was a bit of a tailwind, so maybe it's not every wind, but that's definitely something that I'm going to take away from this match and see if it ends up playing out well for me. So Blueberry 3, Rauta's box, and he's going to go to the right in this right to left tailwind and throw the skip drive and have that wind really help push turning the corner. And he's going to be right up next to the basket, so a no sweat eagle putt for Jerry here on hole 7. Let's see if Reese does the same thing out to the right. Oh no, he's gonna shoot the gap to the left. So he's gonna throw the skip drive. Get a great skip off the bank, and it checks up. So not quite a tap in, but we'd expect him to make it from that distance, and he does. So he converts the eagle as well. But still 1 stroke back with a couple of blueberry holes. This is a good one to pick up an ace and an extra stroke. So let's see if Rauta can do it to kind of force Reese to match him, or if Reese can pick up the bonus stroke and tie it up. And it holds. Wow, so Rauta with the ace. And now it's up to Reese to match him here, so he's going same disc. Pretty similar aim point. I think might be a little bit lower than Rauta's. But that's it's going to push to the right. So now Rauta has a 2-stroke lead going into the final blueberry hole, which is blueberry 2. Another good ace opportunity, but it's a really difficult hole to pick up 2 strokes. So let's see, Jerry is going to throw a forehand with the roll musket. Just barely, doesn't convert the ace to go eagle all the way through the blueberry holes. But he's going to be able to throw back and convert his birdie. So even with an ace, it's not going to be enough for Reese to convert and catch up here in round 7, which means Rauta is going to pick up another round win, and we are going to be all tied at 2 going in to round 8. So Reese doesn't get the ace, but even if he did, it wasn't going to change the result of this round. But we'll watch him close out his birdie throw in here. And check out the scorecard after Rauta's win. So -12 to -10. 2 bonus strokes, and Jerry picks up that win. So here we are, round 8. 2 wins apiece. So it's sudden death. The next player to win a round is moving on to the finale. Good to see a little Highlanders Ridge here. The triple Mando hole, both of them make that without any issue and throw in for birdies. So we move on to Highlander Ridge hole 3. Jerry's going to throw a forehand to the left, and Reese is going to throw the backhand to the right. And, oh wow, Jerry almost found a hole in that bridge, which would have been a disaster going into the water, but stayed dry somehow. And now we get to see their upshots. Looks like Reese is not even going to try to hit the island and throw it there to the right. And Rauta came up short. I kind of missed what happened. He might have clipped a tree there, but Rauta comes up short and takes a par on Highlanders Ridge hole 3, and that's going to be a stroke that he's got to make up. And at this point in the match, you can't really afford to be dropping strokes like that. So let's see if Reese can hold on. He hits the island and it rolls back. Is that going to come back in bounds for Reese? Wow. So he almost had a really tough break there, but it rolled back just enough to keep him in bounds and maintains his 1-stroke lead through 3 holes. So we're back at Lost Island 4 again. They're going to do the routine that we've seen them do already. Throw to that landing area to the left. Jerry and Reese both hit their birdie throw-ins. And we go to Lost Island 6. This is an opportunity to pick up a bonus stroke. Let's see if either one of them can convert this throw-in. Both hit the wall maybe a little bit earlier than they would want. Yeah, I feel like maybe want to be... Yeah, you definitely want to be closer than this. Jerry's going to throw his musket and hit the chains almost from distance. That would have made it all square, but instead it looks like Reese is going to hold on to his 1-stroke advantage with 4 holes to play. Lost Island 7. So we're seeing the exact same shot and disc and everything from these two guys. Reese's is going to go a little bit left route to hit the skeleton and bounced in, but he'll be just fine for his throw in. These guys don't really miss from that distance. And 2 birdies make it still Reese's round to lose. So if he can hold on here going into the Pioneer Bay finish. So going a little bit of left side of the island, right side of the island. So Reese is going to throw in from his right side of the island play. It looks like their end result is going to be basically the exact same. Almost synchronized putts there, and they both pick up their birdies. But Rauta's kind of running out of holes here. Reese throws a forehand. Risky play. Is that going to... Wow. I don't think I've ever forehanded on that hole because it's fighting back towards the water, but it held on for him. So maybe he knows something that I don't. They both throw sapphire up shots. Let's see if either one of them can give the basket a run. I feel like from this distance you're just hoping to not go too far left, because if you end up on that side of the ledge, then you're not making the comebacker, which they both managed to do. So it's up to Jerry to pick up his stroke here. I think he's got to be thinking he has to make the throw in. And he clips a tree early. That is not going to make it easy. From 107 meters with the sapphire. And it's going to come up short. So Reese, as he hits the eagle, so he gets the walk-off win. And even without Rauta's bad break there at Highlanders Ridge, Reese was going to take it anyway with his throw-in on hole 9. A fitting end for Reese as he moves on to the finals. Congratulations, Reese. Congratulations to Jerry on a great tournament. Thanks for listening, and we'll see you in the final.